line. Yep, line. Line's good. Line's really nice. Good shot, Jordan. Nice. Great judge.
Big. Yep. 발코니. 계속 가야 돼. 쇠경.
First out was a guard. I don't think this is any good. Unless you split it. I love that if we make it. I just don't know the ice or waste. What's that? Okay. Line's good. Early if you can. Line's good. Line's good. Gonna have to sit. Gonna have to sit. Really gotta sit. Fight. There you go.
보드. Whoa. Hackena. No.
Welcome to the IG Wealth Management Western Showdown, broadcasting live from the SaskTel Curling Stadium, Swift Current in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. My name is Jason Chang, and I'm joined by Melissa Saligo for this live broadcast, and we've got a great game on our feature sheet. It's Team Tardi from British Columbia playing against Team Kim from Korea. This is the A-side final of this triple knockout event. We're in the bottom third of the bracket. The game is just underway here in the first end. Team Tardi playing the Yellowstones. They have last rock advantage. Well, let's meet the teams. Team Tardi again playing the Yellowstones. Their lead is Jordan Tardi. Second is Jason Ginter. Sterling Middleton throws the third stone. And of course, their skip is Tyler Tardi. And throwing the red stones, it's Team Kim from Korea. Their lead is Hakyun Kim. Jae Kyung is the second. Changmin Kim playing third stones and throwing that last stone. The skipper, SooHyuk Kim. Well, Curling Stadium is brought to us by Curling Zone. We are set up with full high definition and pan tilt zoom cameras on all the sheets inside the beautiful Swift Current Curling Club. It is possible to broadcast from every sheet simultaneously. We are broadcasting another game on another stream. Team Botcher and Team Simmons. That's the B-side matchup. And of course, you can find out which games are being broadcast live by going on Curling Zone, the most definitive site for curling news and stats, curlingzone.com. Scroll down to the right-hand side and you'll see all the live games that are being broadcast. As mentioned, I'm joined by Melissa Saligo in the booth.
Hi, Jason.
Melissa, it's great to have you on this broadcast.
Fabulous to be here.
The game is just underway. What do you think? Team Tardi against Team Kim?
Well, I got to be a little Team Tardi. Obviously, they're from BC, where I'm from, and I've been able to watch them play a lot this year, and also to grow over the years that they've become this young team, force to reckon with.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, Tyler Tardi and his team, two-time World Junior Champions, I believe three-time Canadian Junior Champion, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I think you're right. He's had a great career as a junior, and he's obviously looking to do the same thing here in men's.
Certainly one of the, I think, next big things in men's curling, Team Tardi. We have already kind of seen the breakout of Team Dunstone, but this team from out on the West Coast, certainly another one of those young teams that perhaps will take the torch once it gets passed from some of the older guys.
Well, you can bet that that's what they're looking for. But, I know a couple of these guys from Korea as well, and I know that they are such a great team, and I'm sure that they'll be looking to do their best against this young team.
Yes, well, SooHyuk Kim, he has teamed up with Chang Min Kim. Those two used to be skipping their own teams. They've dominated Korean men's curling for the past decade and a half. SooHyuk Kim, a two-time Pacific Asia curling champion from 2017 and 19, Chang Min Kim, 2017-19, SooHyuk Kim, 2002 and 2015. I've had a chance to play against them at the Pacific Asias, Melissa. These Korean players are technically very, very good, and over the last 5 or so years, really has developed into a powerhouse team with their strategy and game calling as well.
Yeah, that's very true, Jason. They've been working so hard at the strategy piece. As you say, they spend 6-7 hours in a curling rink every single day practicing their tactical, but now they've gone that next level, that next layer of the strategy, which is so fantastic, and their shot making ability is terrific.
Yeah, and one of the reasons, of course, they've been able to bring in, with funding from their federation and their Olympic committee, coaches from abroad. Some Canadian coaches have helped their program over the years, as well as coaches from other places. So all of that has led to the incredible success. And of course, we saw that incredible success bear out, at least on the women's side, Team Kim winning, of course, silver medal at the Olympic Games in 2018.
We just saw that bit of a miss there by Team Tardi. They were trying to do the angle yellow raise, so a little bit of a mistake here in the first end.
Yeah, that leaves Team Kim with shot stone for sure. It looks like yellow is second shot. Team Tardi, of course, with last rock, so it's still not a bad situation for Team Tardi. But so Team Kim does have to be careful with the placement of this stone here. Just going around the guard.
Yeah, I think if they try and half bury it around that center guard, they'll maybe protect that one that's back four, or you can see where he's pointing to. If you can get it top button, that's even better.
Yeah, right where that broom is.
And if they can get this in a good position, Jason, I'm going to think that Tyler might have to look at running that yellow stone
that
in.
Center guard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're looking for top four buried or maybe half buried. They don't want it wide open. That would leave a double for Team Tardi, and they're sitting second shot. Now trying to sweep this for curl. Can they get any of it buried?
You can see them just leaning on the brooms there. What great sweeping, but I think it might just be wide open.
Yeah, I think it is. They can definitely hit this on the nose. They're looking at whether it jams, but I think you could hit this on the nose and sit two.
I think it's close.
Yeah, and I agree with you. He doesn't really have to move that second stone out if he can hit it right on the nose, maybe even with a softer weight instead of throwing the harder one, he just has to move that red stone past the 8 foot.
Are they having a look to see if the quad is on? If they could make the quad, they would sit 4.
Yeah, I think they're having a look at whether that yellow stone is third shot at the moment or not, I think. But I wouldn't put it past Tyler to have a look and see if the quad is on.
If you hit the red stone on the high side, on the right-hand side from the head-on shot there, it looks like it could be close for a quad. He's trying to see if there's a way to bring those other 2 yellow stones in the 12 foot into play.
Like that, eh? It's close by max.
Based on that ice, I'm going to guess that he's going to throw this fairly firm. Try and
They're
move
taking
things
no ice
around
at all
here.
there.
Yep.
Here's a heater.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. 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 Clean.
Yellow, red. The 2 reds go. 6 right there, and they are shot stone, and we think second shot as well on the side.
We're second.
Team Kim
Yeah,
having
you
a look
and I
over
both
there
are
as
in,
well.
yeah, you and I both are in agreement there, Jason, but they're still having another quick look to see.
I'm not sure it really changes the shot for Team Kim, though. I still think really your only shot is to hit and roll here and try to sit shot rock behind those center guards or that off-center guard. You can also roll the other way. Still a couple rocks left in this end. There's no natural way to make that yellow double.
No, the important thing here, as you say, just to make sure you're sitting shot after the end of this one and make Tyler have to throw his last. And try and prevent him from getting 2 if you can.
So this is SooHyuk Kim of Korea. I think he's looking for just the hit and roll here. Try to sit shot stone. By the guard, will he get any roll?
Yeah.
Maybe not quite enough there. I think Tyler is motioning that he believes they are still shot stone.
So can they find a way just to draw to the full 8 foot for their second point? If that is indeed the case, there we go.
Yeah, he's motioning the draw to the side of the 4 foot. Bit of an awkward spot to draw to.
I was given here for center.
Of course, they would have had practice before the game, and I believe a draw to the button to determine hammer, and of course you probably wouldn't have played a draw to the side of the 4 foot during that practice, or at least you wouldn't have thrown many there.
That is true. So new path. We're going to assume here.
That should be enough to even get full 8.
And we think this is a draw for 2 for Team Tardi.
What are you thinking here?
체크해 여기.
Okay.
아까 제 얘기 던졌을 때는 컬도 많고 느렸어 저쪽 구간. 한번 보자. 저거 제가 걸어. 다음에 써야 될 수 있어.
Almost out to the edge of the 12 foot. Based on the ice, looks like about 4 feet of curl at the Swift Current Curling Club.
On the brushes for Tyler Tardi is his brother Jordan and Jason Ginter, who plays second.
Here we
He's
go.
looking for a full 8.
Final stone of the first end. Opportunity to strike first, possibly get 2 points.
Hard, boys. Hard, go.
Sweepers look pretty happy with this one.
They sure do.
And there it is. They get it in very nicely. Top of the 4 foot. And will they have a look around the side? Looks like they're going to go to a measure here.
90% sure it's done.
So 1 for sure for Team Tardi. And now they're going to measure for the second point.
I was a little scary with that one.
Good
Well,
start for both teams.
yeah, a lot of rocks in play right off the bat. Not particularly surprised. The Korean team, they do like to play with rocks in play. Of course, all of this brought to you by Curling Zone. SaskTel, the title sponsor for the Curling Stadium for 3 years in both Swift Current and Martinsville events. So we thank them for their sponsorship. Without them, this broadcast wouldn't happen, as well as the other sponsors. You see them on your screen. And of course, the title sponsor of the event itself, the Western Showdown, IG Wealth Management.
This is so exciting to be able to bring so much streaming, so many games to everyone out there, all the curling fans. Such a great job by Curling Zone and Curling Stadium.
Absolutely, and technologies these days makes it so possible to do this live streaming anywhere in the world. You can get that feed. We're going to have a look here at the measure. Unfortunately, we can't see the dial. Hopefully the players will give us an indication.
Nope, not yet. I don't know.
We're not too sure.
I can't stop thinking about something.
What's on your mind?
What if we sold the house in the city and moved up here?
Good thinking, but what if, say, the market drops or one of us gets sick?
Or what if we outlive our savings?
That's a good point. Let's get on a call with Maya and find out.
Of course, these are complex questions. But the great thing is, we can explore your different scenarios in your personalized IG living plan. Let's look at this together. We can make this work for you. You can see the impact on your current net worth, this scenario, compared to your current path.
Is there a way we can help our children with their first home?
How do we begin to plan for the possibility of grandchildren?
Now we're really getting to see how this plan adapts to life's changes.
This is all making sense.
And remember, you can access these same views and monitor your progress whenever you wish.
Thanks, Maya. This plan makes it clear what we need to do.
IG Wealth Management introduces the next generation of financial planning so that the what-ifs won't feel so much like what-ifs anymore.
With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be a part of your community. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
Welcome back to the IG Wealth Management Western Showdown from SaskTel Curling Stadium, Swift Current, Saskatchewan. We are live. Team Kim of Korea, Team Tardi of British Columbia, and we are in the second end. Lead rocks underway. We see Tyler Tardi playing Yellowstones. They go in top 4. Team Kim throws up a corner guard. I am joined by Melissa Saligo. If you're just tuning in, my name is Jason Chang.
Jason, based on what we saw in the first end, I can expect a lot of rocks in play in the second end as well. And you just see that there is only a 1 on the board there for Team Tardi. Or sorry, a 2. They got 2 in the first for me.
Yeah, the traditional curling scoreboard.
Right.
So the 1 is the end number, and in end 1 it was hung under the 2. So it was a 2. We were correct. So good eyes. Yeah, that 2 really was developed because of 1 missed shot by Team Kim. They tried to come around a guard, their own center guard, to freeze onto the Tardi stone or maybe make a small tap, but they wrecked on that guard, created 2 corners, and that's what got Team Kim into a little bit of a trouble defending that lonely stone that they had as shot rock.
You can see Team Kim here. They do have the option of going around the corner guard they just put up, but it is way out in the 12-foot. But it looks like they've elected to play kind of the tap and roll. You can see about maybe a third of that yellow stone of Team Tardi's.
Yeah, that Team Tardi guard just overcurled the spot there, giving Team Kim this opportunity. Now they're sweeping it hard, but are they on the guard? Remember, it is free guard zone. If this goes out, the guard will go back up. That's why Team Tardi's sweeping it out, and it does go back up. So that's a mistake there.
Yeah, that's a big mistake. If you're going to try that shot, you almost want to throw less weight so that even if you do chunk the guard, you have the ability to roll your shooter in the rings and you don't lose that opposition stone that is in the free guard zone.
Right, so Melissa, you would have maybe elected to throw that maybe with a back line weight?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, your goal there was to try and just move that yellow stone off the forfeit area it was in, and then try and roll towards your corner guard. But with that kind of weight, if you just even touch it, we saw what happened there. It does go out of the rings.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or out of the house.
Yeah.
Well, Team Tardi looking at what to do next. Could guard the situation. You can also maybe come in again. What would you do, Melissa?
I would probably put this one just maybe slightly half buried around that top guard there, just maybe halfway around. So you're protecting, you're not bringing it in too far to creating kind of double opportunity, but you're also protecting that one that's top four.
Close line. Close.
This is all about rock placement, Jason, and just trying to figure out where the best, both the teams are such great hitting teams. You have to be very careful where you put every single rock.
Yeah, just trying to create a bit of a stagger here, try to protect everything. They are by the top rock. Maybe a little bit more weight than they had called for, bumping the yellow stone back to the back four. So Tardi sitting 2 behind this off-center guard.
Didn't hate the throw, Jay. I could just really go in there.
Team Kim motioning for the similar shot as they just threw, kind of hitting that yellow stone that's partially open and rolling it behind the corner guard.
Yeah, and I didn't see the weight call there, Jason. I'm not sure. You know, if you just throw a, kind of a hackish weight at the most, you should still be able to get a really good roll and just get that rock out of the way.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yes.
The line looks better than the first one. There's the contact. Where will it roll?
Oh, looks terrific.
Yeah, and even though it's not fully behind, it moves the play away from the center, which is Team Kim's goal here.
Exactly. That rolls another foot or so. It's an absolutely perfect shot. So really great try there by Team Kim. But as you say, most importantly, takes the play away from the middle right now.
And of course, without last rock, it does force Team Tardi to make a play on this red stone.
Just go here. They're going to hold up nice with weight.
Well, after a pandemic year, Melissa, last season, where we didn't see a lot of curling, or as much curling as we would like, and certainly many of the curling fans couldn't play curling, hopefully this is shaping up to be a much more active curling season.
I don't know about you, but it's been pretty busy thus far. We started our season here in British Columbia, and I guess middle of August, we had our first practice ice going.
Yeah, and we started, well, I'm out in Toronto, and I do play the Summer League out in Oakville, and of course there are some tour events in Oakville during that August-September period.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been curling since August.
Wow.
Played a couple of bonspiels out in Ottawa, and my club, East York Curling Club in Toronto, we will open just after Thanksgiving. So next week will be our first official league game.
Great, that's awesome. Yeah, we've got another spiel on this weekend as well in the Lower Mainland. So yeah, it's busy this curling season. I guess everyone just trying to catch up, and as you say, with the pandemic still around, but hopefully in somewhat control, we'll be able to have a relatively normal curling season.
Yeah, a lot of withdrawal, I think, from
yeah.
not having the ability to watch as much curling as well as play. Team Kim now trying to make a play on shot stone. I think it's a freeze was called.
Just, yeah, pretty good shot. Really great shot, actually.
Line was perfect. And really, this forces Tyler to go right on top. Of course, a good freeze here, and you can really shrink the scoring area.
You can just see the great ice conditions that these teams are playing on. You got just outside edge of 8 to get across the center line. That's a beautiful amount of curl, and that's what these athletes look for when they're playing at this level.
We're way out there.
Yeah, the curl is very very controlled. Now this one might have been overthrown.
I don't hate beside it.
And as a result, didn't pick up the curl. The weight actually wasn't bad, but it was all there by itself, right? Didn't use the sweepers on that shot.
And that's such a great point, Jason. Like that's such an important shot that you have to bring your sweepers into play. If you throw that rock on its own, we see the result there. If you throw that maybe 5 or 8 feet shorter or less weight, pardon me, then you let your sweepers do the work and they can put it right on top on top of that red stone. So that's a big difference in what's a perfect shot compared to what the result of this one was.
Yeah, especially with these front ends. They have so much power now, can really carve the rock at the end and make the finish. Interesting situation here for Team Kim. Do they just try to draw around top 4 behind that yellow guard, or do you think they need to make a play on this yellow stone that may be shot rock right now, back of the forefoot?
Yeah, it looks like it could be shot rock. I agree with you. I think they could play this fully buried around top 4. It would still keep that yellow stone exposed to make a play on it a little bit later. If they make a play on it now, they're either just creating a pocket for Team Tardi or they're leaving him the exact same shot to take the end away. So this is a great call in my opinion. Just putting this one top button if you can, even top 4. But it has to be fully buried. That's the key here.
Yeah, get 2 rocks buried. That'll put a lot of pressure on Team Tardi.
Line's good. Take. 무조건 take. 타이트.
Line looks pretty good.
See the skip SooHyuk Kim motioning where he would like this rock. The line is excellent. Will it stop above the T line? It is just on the top side of the T line, but maybe a hair too deep.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Jason. I think if you're another foot up in the 4-foot area, this shot for Tyler is in there. So he's going to corner freeze this this red stone and maybe even just bump it back, a couple of inches. And then he set himself up. And as you said earlier, the scoring area becomes very, very small. So it would force Team Kim to have to make some rocks maybe move a little bit and clear up that area.
Yeah, if this shot is made, you might see the run back on the guard. Corner freeze is the call.
Both these teams had great games yesterday. One, Team Kim beating Matt Dunstone 6-3 and Team Tardi defeating Kevin Cooing in extra and 8-7. So both these teams coming off great wins.
Yeah, and that's what's brought them to this A-side final. It is a 24-team triple knockout format to 8 qualifiers into the quarterfinals. 3 teams coming out of the A-side. Already qualified through the A-side. Top half of the draw, Brad Jacobs. He defeated Yuta Matsumura from Japan earlier today. And Cody Hartung defeated Karsten Sturme as well. So those are the other 2 already qualified into the playoffs.
Well, I don't really think that was what Tardi was looking for. That, again, ran the same way the previous Yellowstone ran. It was a little bit heavier than they probably wanted, and it stayed on that line. And now, unfortunately, it isn't in a great place to be used to help Team Tardi in this situation. So Team Kim in a great place right now.
Absolutely. The 2 Tardi's Yellowstones behind the T line. The question is, of course, because Tardi is shot stone right now, Kim is trying to decide how to position this rock. Do you need to make a play on it? Do you just freeze on it? Do you need to move it out? I think it's a freeze with the ice call there.
Yeah, I think it is a
But where do
freeze.
you
And
freeze, Melissa? Do you freeze onto your own red stone, or do you try to freeze onto their yellow stone? Because if you freeze onto the yellow stone, it kind of creates another little pocket there.
I would agree with that. I'm almost curious whether he is freezing to his own redstone. But the other option too, Jason, I don't know what you think that, but if you hit that yellow stone on the nose and try and roll away a little bit, you still have those two stones buried. Like your ultimate end goal here, I believe, is to get two back. So I'm not sure that Tyler would be very comfortable leaving three or four opposition stones in the house without hammer. But by putting another one in here, it's almost got to be pretty perfect.
And this one isn't curling over. I
Oh,
think it may have been
wow.
overthrown.
Way overthrown, yeah. That's a huge miss by Team Kim.
And now this is a golden opportunity for Tyler to cap off this end, maybe even generate a steal out of this situation.
Yeah, you can see he's taken maybe about an inch less than the previous shot, so he's probably looking to freeze to the corner freeze again to that red stone. He had good weight last time, it just didn't curl enough for him. Again, you got to bring your sweepers into the play for this particular shot.
애들도 백코라고 했잖아. 봐봐. 뭐냐면 애들도 아직 이쪽 웨이트 모른다.
This is Tyler Tardi's first skip stone.
Hard, guys. Line's getting good. Tight as you can.
You can see the brushers have been working on this one on and off the whole way.
Hard, Jordan, you got it. Go, go,
Love to get that corner frozen.
Whoa, there's fine.
Line looks a bit better. Is it light?
Sorry. Yeah, it's not bad.
A little bit light, but it does really cut off a lot of that button area.
Does, yes. It's not in a bad spot, but as you can see, Team Korea there, are they trying to get frozen to that back one now? But that's a dangerous yellow stone to leave sitting there. It's not much you can do with it, I don't think.
No, because if you just remove it, it'll give Tyler the same shot. So I think you have to just take your chances, leave that yellow stone there for Tyler to possibly use. Just try to get to that back yellow one, the one on the back of the button, and freeze right there. We do see that there is a lot of curl and a lot of finish on these rocks, so you can definitely get frozen onto the face, even the inside face.
T-line! T-line! Oh, line's good. Oh, back T 안 돼. Oh.
Big shot here for SooHyuk Kim.
Sweepers haven't touched it much. Now they're trying to maybe carve it in.
You don't want to roll away if they can help it.
It was hanging out a little bit, and it just doesn't quite get to the nose end.
Ooh, Jason, do you think there's maybe if you can get to the inside of that, is there any potential there to get the double?
You can definitely get inside. The question is, can you get inside enough with enough weight?
That looks really hard.
You can see there's a bit of air between that yellow stone in the top 8 and that red stone. But maybe the better play is to just come in with a softer shot, roll onto the top of the button.
I like that a lot. I like that call. Just tap the red one back, roll in, and I think it would be very, very difficult for Team Kim to remove that from play. I know I can see Tyler thinking right now he really wants to make a play on both of those red stones.
Yeah, the danger with throwing any heat at this is if you ever clipped your yellow stone on the top of the 8-foot, you could be giving up a shot for 3 or 4.
Exactly. And this is one of those situations where I know it's early in the game, but you look at the scoreboard, you're up 2 already, you don't have hammer. If you can force or steal in this second end, it's a win for you in that end. So I don't think you need to make a big play and try and move a lot of red stones, in my opinion.
Yeah, if just that freeze, or even if you're not shot rock, I think red is shot rock right now on the right-hand side of the button.
I think so.
Yellow is second shot on the back of the button. So even if you cut off the draw path, it'll be pretty difficult, I think, for Team Kim to get the second rock in there.
Yeah, you could even just, as you say, just draw right in there too. Like if you happen to even draw right in into the button area, how do they ever remove it?
However, the team is looking this bump, maybe a run back double, sit right there. It is a nose run back double, can sit right there, maybe sit 2-3. 1-2-3 after this, possibly.
Possibly, for sure. Yep. And I think this is a good call. I'm just not sure that it's a necessary call at this point in the game. But, if you're down some points and really need to force the issue, I think this would be a great call.
Yeah, there is a big reward if you can make it.
Mm-hmm.
Potential reward, of course, Team Kim still has the hammer and will have one stone left, but right on the nose almost. Everything will kind of stay in place. You'll naturally guard the one you're running in.
Not much action for the sweepers now, trying to get it to curl.
Yellow, red, onto the other red, gets everything to spill a little bit. Team Tardi sitting first and second.
It's a great result.
And you can see that shooter stays basically right there, guards the whole situation, and now Team Kim in a bit of a difficult situation here.
I'm not sure what they have, Jason, to even maybe score here. Can they run that Yellowstone just thrown? Is there a hole there? I don't know there, but it would jam. I think that yellow would jab on the red.
Yeah, you would have to hit that Yellowstone across the face, but I'm not sure you'll get enough action to spill the rocks out.
Mm-hmm.
So high side on the yellow. Try to get everything moving to the left, I guess, on the direct shot into the house there. I'm not even sure you can get enough action. Depends how lively these rocks are too. You could just come in through the hole and maybe give up one. That's another way to do it. Is just concede the single point.
The way they're looking at this, I think you're right, and that might be the best option. Is if can they find a way just to give up the single? It's a fabulous shot by Tyler Tardi, and he made no mistake on that call.
We talked about it, a little bit of a risk, but a big reward.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of that also comes down to your confidence level too, right? If you're feeling the ice this week, you've won 2 games already, if you think you're throwing it well, if you know where to put the broom, that weighs into making that call versus playing another shot.
Yeah, that is very, very true. So Team Kim here, in a heap of trouble, just trying to figure out how they are going to maybe just eliminate at least one of those counters. And it looks like potentially the draw to the button might cut Team Tardi down to a steal of a 1, but this is a very, very difficult shot as well.
Yeah, just to the side of the button. I think this will likely be just to concede the single. I'm not sure you can actually move that Yellowstone off the pin far enough to score here.
We're 2.
On this intern side, that Yellowstone is over buried, so it'd be pretty tough to move it.
So here we go, last stone of this second end. Big shot here for SooHyuk. Kim trying to, I think, probably count Team Tardi only to a single. As you say, I'm not sure, Jason, if they can get shot rock here, but we'll know in about 5 seconds. Not a lot on the sweepers.
Backed off a little bit, now trying to get it to curl. You're right. Will it come in enough?
Ooh.
Not quite. The weight was pretty close, but it looks like it is a steal of 2 for Team Tardi. And Team Tardi jumps out to a 4-0 lead after 2 ends.
You know SaskTel everywhere keeps us connected to you. You are what matters most. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be a part of your community. From the dance competitions, to the rodeos, to helping discover and embrace technology across the province. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Every year, SaskTel contributes nearly $3 million to approximately 1,000 nonprofits, charities, associations, and events in more than 200 communities across Saskatchewan. So keep dancing, keep laughing, keep discovering, and we'll be there to help, to lend a hand, and join in the fun. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will, because we are dedicated to our home. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
How strong is your financial plan? At IG Wealth Management, our Living Plan Snapshot gives you a financial well-being score that details how prepared you are to adapt to all of life's changes. Find out your score today at ig.ca.
Oh, here. Might be that rock, eh? Might be that rock. We've had it every end. Every end that's happened. Yeah, we probably got to tap that right now anyway.
Welcome back. We're into the third end of the IG Wealth Management Western Showdown. Team Tardi jumping out to a quick 4-0 lead after 2 ends of play. My name is Jason Chang, joined by Melissa Sligo. Melissa, how does Team Kim, what do they need to do to get back into this game?
Well, I think, for Team Kim, they need to start making a few shots that puts the pressure on Team Tardi to make more difficult shots. And what I mean by that, Jason, is you saw earlier that the exact same thing happened in the previous end. So Tyler goes in, Team Kim throws up a corner guard, and then Tyler tries to cap this one off, and they play to the center. What I think they need to do is they need to try and maybe get around their corner guard and ignore the center, even for a rock or two, and try and bring that play away from center and force Team Tardi to have to make the more difficult shots.
Yeah, in the last end, Team Kim tried to play a softer weight hit and roll to try to generate some offense around the corner, but those shots require a lot more precision. Of course, they didn't have success in that shot. They could have just gone around the corner. Now down by 4, they are going to put up the second corner guard.
Yeah, and it's all about trying to get 2 back here, right? If you get 3, that's fabulous. But if you can get 2 back, that's big. And at least try and change the momentum of the game early here.
Yeah, these are 8-end games. So down by 4 after 2. It's still early, but you are in a bit of a hole. And I agree with you, Melissa. Trying to get 2 back here is what your objective is. And if you can get more, that's a bonus. So 2 corner guards up, opposite side corners, 5 rock, 3 guard zone roll. That means Team Tardi can't remove those guards yet.
You can see the way that the yellow stones are staggered as well. Jordan Tardi just a little bit heavy on his previous one. He was just trying to line them up a little. But now this is Jason Ginter, and he's trying to, I think, try and maybe cap off the middle one instead of, but he wants this tight. He doesn't need this. You don't need anything set up for a hit and roll behind a corner. You want to be very careful as to the rock placement.
Yeah, that stagger certainly helps Team Kim because they can always make a play off of shot rock, which is that back 4 stone, and roll behind one of their corners. This one isn't coming off the way they want it, so they've tried to sweep it by, I think.
I think so.
And well, Team Kim's got a chance now. They can make a hit and roll here, maybe even a double and roll. The most important thing is to stick around. Try to get behind the corner, I think.
I agree. I don't agree with this call. I don't know why you would want to roll behind your opposition stone. That's top 8. That's such a short run for Team Tardi. You've got 2 great corner guards. If you can hit and roll behind one of them, you're in a really good shape here to try and get your deuce.
Yeah, I think your goal being down by 4 is to keep your rocks in play, make them difficult to remove. If you get one around the corner, even partially around, Tyler probably has to go up and peel the guards off, and then you still have another corner to come around.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think you want to roll behind the opposition stone, that's for sure.
But the rollout is even worse, Melissa. You got to stick around here.
You do. You do. So that's another little miss. And it's just a couple small misses here so far for Team Kim, but they, you know, Team Tardi is playing fantastic, and you just can't make those small mistakes here.
Yeah, and now Team Tardi can go up and peel off these guards. Expect some heat.
Jason Ginter joining this team. He resides in Edmonton, Alberta.
The double peel may have been there, but the key was getting one guard off. Now, Melissa, we're seeing a lot more of these teams being formed from different parts of the country, where you have a few players from one area with another player who resides elsewhere. Of course, the Curling Canada rules now allow you to have an import player as well. There's also the birthright rule to play in the national playdowns. How do you think that's changed the game in terms of team construction?
I think it's done a lot for the game in terms of building stronger teams and, you know, just finding that right dynamic between players and, you know, knowing that you want to play with somebody that may not reside in the same province as you. But, you know, it does create some difficulty when you're trying to form teams within your own province and other players are going elsewhere. But, you know, most teams are doing it now, and it's done a great job for our sport. And like I said, it's making the Olympic run very, very challenging for all these teams who are going to be playing in a couple months to win that Olympic spot.
And as you said, the big prize now is the Olympic Games, and the world has really caught up to Canada and some of the top curling nations around the world. We can't really ever take anything for granted anymore in terms of winning a medal at the Worlds or the Olympic Games.
Oh, I totally agree with you. And you, as we've seen, you know, we saw that last year at the World Championships, and we've seen that at the Olympics. We've seen it too many times now, and we know that Canada's doing everything they can to continue to build their teams. But the rest of the world is just playing, and they are competing, and they are winning, and it's just a fantastic sport that we're in right now. And you know, there's no gimmies, and you have to work very, very hard to accomplish your goals.
Well, the peel was made, so now Team Kim looking to bring the play into the rings, I think, without those guards. Maybe trying to use the yellow stones as guards or as backing.
Yeah, I think you're right. And you know, it's very difficult when you're playing against a team like a Team Tardi, who are such incredible hitters. I mean, all men's teams, especially at this level, are incredibly good at the hit game. So even if you make a perfect freeze, you know, you're lucky if the rock will stay there at the end of the next shot. So, but for Team Kim right now, they do have two in the rings, and that's the important thing, is trying to remember that your end goal here is to get two.
Yeah, you're right. And the key, of course, is to make sure that the's no double on those red stones. And I don't think there's a double here.
That's a great point.
Shot stone and second shot, maybe try to tap this one back.
열이면 저 쪽이 안 나오고 싶은데 형 A4 대치자.
Didn't quite shot here rather than not, but you could be right.
I don't hate that. This will be third if we do that. I think so. I'm thinking like. You think you can get them both out? They don't both go, do they? No. I'm thinking like firm fresh, like right on the 6. Whoa! Yep. Whoa! 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 Yes! Whoa! Yep!
He does hit it on the high side. Maybe we'll get that double that I was talking about. Yeah, he does. Well, when you're confident and throwing it well, it seems like sometimes you can never miss.
Good call.
Well, Team Kim played a pretty good end there, but nice shots there by Team Tardi, and now it is a draw to the 8-foot and a force of 1 point, potentially. But important that they make this one. They do need to get on the board here.
It's just like if you are wide on that. Like it's just pretty short run.
Yeah. Even if we're tight though, we hit the one and miss the other.
Yeah.
Or we stick it very.
Yeah. True.
Nicely done. So after 3 ends of play, Team Tardi leads Team Kim 4-1.
이거 바로 보면 이렇게.
Kind of a weird end.
그래서 여기.
Welcome to saying yes. Welcome to possibility. To a future where it's not either or, but yes and. Welcome to the kind of thinking that changes with your life, priorities, goals, even the unexpected. Welcome to a plan that isn't set in stone. Welcome to shaking things up, to proactive thinking. Welcome to a plan that's so flexible, it's alive. Welcome to the IG Living Plan, where you can see your whole financial picture synchronized by your IG Wealth Management consultant. Welcome to a team that sticks with you through the changes ahead. Welcome to choices, options, and providing you with more than one solution. Welcome to foresight, rethinking things, and finding scenarios that work for you. At IG, we share all the changes in your life. We're there with you through the challenges and the successes. Because the real wealth in life is being able to embrace more of life's possibilities. Welcome to a new way to see wealth. IG Wealth Management. Welcome change.
With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be a part of your community. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
Welcome back to Curling Stadium, Swift Current, Saskatchewan, where the battle's on. Team Tardi with a 4-1 lead over Team Kim after 3 ends of play. Team Tardi now with the hammer. In control of this game so far, Melissa.
Line's good. Run it like it's hot. Looks through. 13 made.
Yeah, and of course, Tyler Tardi himself having made a couple of brilliant final stones that helped them get the steal of 2 in the second end, and then that force in the third end that we just saw right now, that high side run back, short run back double that forced Team Kim to take one.
좋아. 오, 룸. 키. 수혜경. 어디야? 계속 와.
Team Kim will draw right in now. Maybe a little underthrown. Mostly open here.
Definitely moves enough. We'll play hack and tick the guard, that's fine. Yep. Whoa. Close.
He's playing a quiet hit.
Hard, Jay.
Try to stick around.
Hard to stick. bomb.
Nice controlled weight there, just maybe board weight. Rolls to the side of the 12. That's a really nice roll. And as you mentioned, you've got 2 rocks in the ring, so the 2 is set up. And for Team Kim, they really need to find a way to prevent giving up another 2 points. So either stealing or forcing, but the force has just gotten a little harder now with 2 yellow stones in the rings.
오, 수혁이 형 가드 칠게. 계속 와. 헐. 헐, 수혁이 형, 헐.
And they're going to rub onto that center guard, rolls it as a corner, and I would expect Tyler to be making a peel now with a 3-point lead and last stone advantage. Where's Tyler, the 2017, 18, and 19 Canadian Junior Champion? He won his World Championships in 2018 and 19. I believe he beat Scotland's Ross White in 2018 and Marco Husley of Switzerland in 2019.
It's a good bonus.
You were in the entourage? I believe he lost a tiebreaker in that first one. That's right. World Curling Federation rules. Well, Team Kim, they just have to keep trying, keep the play in the middle. Another center guard, I think. Trying to use that other guard a little bit to see if they can create a miss here. Have to be a little bit careful with the peels because you do have those 2 yellow stones in the ring, so you don't want to jam on, especially the one on the button, you don't want to jam on that one.
Yep. Whoa.
I got.
Just drove it by.
프리즈 하나 하고 날리면 가야 될 것 같은데.
Probably playing that slash from there.
일단 프리즈 해야 될 것 같아요.
Right. In fact, that yellow tardy stone that's on the back button is almost kind of saving you. That's your very last out that you have. If nothing else works, you can try to freeze on that. But if they play the freeze now and don't angle it right, Tyler Tardy's team blasts everything off. Now you don't have much to save you. I think maybe their thought process is, okay, we'll play the freeze now. Tyler blasts. If you lose everything, maybe the blank comes back into play. I'm not sure a blank is great for Team Kim, but under the circumstances, the setup is not great. So maybe they're willing to take a blank.
Unless you like this. You like that? Here? Or do you like peel? Okay.
Yeah, that first lead stone, as we talked about, one of the worst spots to put the first lead stone, especially if you're leading in the game, on the back of the button. So I agree with you, Melissa. Coach Melissa, do you still work with the team at all?
Yep. Yep. Hard. Take. Well, I figured we could chase that out with the out turn. There's a decent gap.
And for me, I am sure I'll be seeing the Korean team, or this Korean team, at the Pacific Championships in November in Almaty, Kazakhstan. I do play for Hong Kong, so opportunity for me to scout out the competition here. Of course, I have played both SooHyuk and Changmin quite a bit over the past few years. The Pacific Championships occur from November the 5th until November the 13th. So we would be flying out of here on November the 3rd, I believe, with the time change and the connections. November the 3rd to get there for the 5th. And I think competition actually starts on the 7th. The 6th, I think, is practice.
How's that look?
This will be, well, we didn't have a Pacifics during the COVID year. So this will be my 5th Pacific Championships. So our team is half based in Hong Kong and half based outside of Hong Kong, and most of them are in Canada for the other half. This goes for the ladies team as well as the men's team. So it is difficult to practice with the players in Hong Kong because, especially now with the COVID year, travel has been difficult, so they haven't been able to come over to practice with us. Normally during the course of a season, a couple of them will come down to Canada to work with our coach who's in Ottawa.
We just playing that run? How do you make it? You almost have to play it to roll super wide, right?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I guess you could make it the other way.
Yes, there was. Yes. Well, that was a big success. It was the first local bonspiel run by the Hong Kong Curling Association called the Hong Kong Curling Cup. They played a doubles format, not mixed doubles or not doubles rules, kind of regular curling rules, but in a doubles format. Just because of the number of curlers in Hong Kong, 4-person curling is a little bit difficult. In mixed doubles, the rules are still a little bit novel to a developing curling region. So traditional curling rules with 2 players, and they had 8 teams play, so 8 pairs.
Do we want to kill that?
And of course, the association looking to organize more of these local competitions as we have more locals curling in Hong Kong. Of course, we've only got arena ice there, shared ice, so conditions not the easiest, certainly not World Curling Tour conditions. But for a subtropical place like Hong Kong, it's as good as we could hope for.
No, I don't want to make a wall for our run back.
Well, Team Kim was trying to go around that off-center guard, that kind of corner guard. It is wide open, though. I think Tyler would like to hit this rock and kind of roll to the side. I don't think he wants to stay in the middle here. Even rolling out is fine. And he'll do just that, rolls to the side, and well, it's a scary situation, but you've got no choice now, right?
Yeah, I did. Well, I thought you kind of squared up at it.
아니 그게 아니라 아웃턴을 아까 했으면 짧아도 잼이 있기 때문에 내가 그것까지 해서 아웃턴이 낫겠냐고 그러지. 지금은 인턴 해야 돼. 지금은 인턴 똑같은 데를 해야 돼. 해야지. 여기 오는 게 중요하기 때문에 웨이트 알잖아 이제.
down by 3, Team Kim. 4 Tardy stones in the rings. You're not going to hit your way out of this end, so you pretty much have to make a draw around that guard and hope for the best.
라인 진짜 좋아. 오, 천천히 할게 나. 오, 라인 너무 많아.
If this buried, hope that Tardy can't make the run back. Maybe Tardy will even settle for the draw for 1 if this is perfectly buried, but the sweepers have backed right off this stone. It must be a little heavy. And oh dear. How far back will it go? Slips to the back of the 12. I think Team Tardy is still sitting shot rock and second shot as well.
We're already 2, we might as well play it. It's like a sloppy draw.
And if they are, I would definitely be drawing for 3. There's no real need to make a quiet play and get 5. I think 3 points is more than enough here.
I like it a lot. That's good,
Yeah. Tack. Well, we're already 2, like. Yeah, we'll be up 5. So I like the call. Like this? Yeah. How's that ice look? Hack. Again, that or a smidge more. Okay. Speed's good.
Well, here we go. Tyler Tardy, final stone in the 4th end, already up 4-1. An opportunity to score a bunch more.
Yep. Whoa. Jordan. Hard, Jordan. Hard.
Looking for a quiet tap. Push the redstone out. Stay right there. And it is a score of 5, and that is the game. That is handshakes. As this battle goes to Team Tardy, and they will qualify through the A side into the quarterfinals. That will drop Team Kim onto the B side. Well, a tough game for Team Kim of Korea. Team Tardy really didn't seem to be able to miss any shots today. Super confident with their throws. And well-deserved win and well-deserved into the quarterfinal round. So the final score is 9-1 after 4 ends of play.
We are focused on comprehensive financial planning, and investments are a critical component. Our goal is to maximize risk-adjusted returns for our clients over the long term. We strive to select the world's best asset managers to actively manage our funds, optimize diversification, and integrate sustainable investing principles. Our clients are increasingly seeking investment solutions that align with their values and long-term goals without sacrificing returns. Investing sustainably helps us achieve this. We define sustainable investing as an investment approach that combines environmental, social, and governance factors with traditional financial analysis and active ownership. Our approach is grounded in a disciplined asset manager selection and monitoring process. We only employ asset managers who share our 5 guiding principles. As active owners, our asset managers encourage companies to improve their ESG performance. Assessing material ESG factors isn't just the right thing to do for the world around us. It also makes good investment sense because it considers which companies are less risky and best positioned to grow. For example, we can avoid companies with negative environmental risks while favoring those bringing a positive impact. When assessing social factors, companies that treat their employees, communities, and supply chain partners well typically perform better. Companies with transparent policies, diverse boards, and greater accountability tend to demonstrate good governance and better decision-making. Sustainable investing also doesn't mean sacrificing returns. In fact, companies with strong ESG practices have either met or outperformed traditional investments. In partnering with world-leading asset managers, we will continue to provide exclusive investment solutions to our clients. Our continuous oversight process provides the peace of mind, knowing that as your life evolves and markets shift, your IG Wealth Management consultant can proactively rebalance your portfolio. By investing sustainably, we remain committed to driving positive change in your wealth and the world, now and for future generations. For more information, please speak with your IG Wealth Management consultant.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. You are what matters most. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be a part of your community. From the dance competitions, to the rodeos, to helping discover and embrace technology across the province. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Every year, SaskTel contributes nearly $3 million to approximately 1,000 nonprofits, charities, associations, and events in more than 200 communities across Saskatchewan. So keep dancing, keep laughing, keep discovering, and we'll be there to help, to lend a hand, and join in the fun. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will, because we are dedicated to our home. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.